What's up, everybody? So I decided to do something a little bit different today. I'm actually at a place called the Myakka State Park, and I'm actually fishing the Myakka River. And the reasoning behind this is because when the water temperature gets cold, a lot of the inshore game fish move up into the rivers where the water's warmer. So that's kind of my theory of why I want to be here and why I think that I got a chance to catch some snook, maybe some redfish, who knows. But why not do a real estate update too, because I wanted to really show you guys what our inventory numbers are doing. Because if you really want to know what's happening in the real estate market, and everybody has that question, they're all like, what's going on, how's the market? Well, there's one data point that everybody should be paying attention to, and that is inventory. So somebody just asked me, hey, are we back to pre-pandemic levels of inventory? And what I'm about to show you is pretty interesting. But before I do that, let me show you this river. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, so since I mentioned pre-pandemic levels of inventory, or what I like to say pre-plandemic levels of inventory, which is a whole other video I can probably do, but let's start with pre-pandemic levels of inventory. Back then, that was 2019, Sarasota County had 6,260 active listings on the market. Today, we have 5,525. So we're almost there, not quite yet, but I think we're going to get there because we're about to hit our peak listing season, which is going to happen, I think, when the snowbirds come back. So people use the pre-pandemic inventory as kind of like the way to determine the direction of the market, since prices were obviously a lot lower back then. And then whenever we had a lot less inventory, which was in 2022, that's when prices spike. So what I'm going to show you is how our inventory changed so much from our peak, which was 2022 springtime, versus what it is today. So as I just mentioned, today we have 5,525 active listings in Sarasota County. And during our peak, which was in the spring of 2022, we had 1,007 active listings. So you can see how much our inventory has grown. It's basically up almost 5 times the amount since our peak. And as that happened, obviously you saw what happened with prices too. So like I said, guys, the best data point to pay attention to with trying to determine what's going to happen in the market with prices is inventory. Because there's other factors involved, such as the median and the average sales price, which is obviously not accurate because, like I've been saying in my other videos, these more expensive houses are really comprising a much larger percentage of all the sales. That's why that number, when you look at the average especially, is not really coming down as much. And I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Just in the last 6 months in Sarasota County, there is a community called the St. Regis in Longboat Key. They sold, it's a St. Regis, one development alone, it's a new condo community, sold 56 units between, and this is the price is between 2.145 million and 21,244,000, which is an average of about $6.5 million times 54 recent sales. So you can see why when stuff like that happens, it really skews these average sales price numbers. In the median is not much better, because the median, if you remember back in high school, whenever they taught you median, it's the middle number. Okay, so you got the middle number being the median, and you have the lower end of the spectrum that is not not transacting as much as the top end of the spectrum. So that's going to skew the median as well. Maybe not as much as the average, but nevertheless, when you look at the average sales price and whether or not it's down or not, that's not the best indication of the direction the housing market's taken. So what exactly does this all mean for the direction of the housing market with these inventory numbers? Well, like I just mentioned, the more expensive houses are selling at a much faster rate, especially those places on the barrier islands where people just have so much money that they don't care. Those houses are selling the luxury market, provided that these houses are absolutely turnkey beautiful and don't need any work done to them. Those houses are selling at a much faster rate than anything else right now in the county. Siesta Key, Longboat Key, Casey Key, Anna Marie Island, those areas right there are where rich people love to buy, and they are still going to be rich no matter what happens with the macro picture of the economy. Now, what's not selling are the houses in that 400,000 to 600,000 range, and maybe beyond that even, where most of the people that are buying them are full-time residents, because the income that people are making here is just not in line with those prices. So two different markets, two different results. What's selling? The luxury stuff is selling. So that's pretty much, in a nutshell, what's going on right now. And I'm going to tell you, just as an example, let's talk about Siesta Key, where my office is and where I tend to spend most of my time, or majority of my time. Right now in Siesta Key, we have 230 active listings. At the peak, we had 73 active listings. So even though those active listing numbers have grown so much, and they're going to grow even more once the snowbirds come back, we are still seeing transactions taking place on Siesta Key. And I've got a buyer closing here in a couple days that I'm representing on a purchase on Siesta Key, and they're buying an absolutely beautiful house. So those houses are selling, and the other stuff, it's just tough, man. It's really tough because inventory numbers are piling up, and then again, you've got so many people that are living here full time and just can't afford it. So that's probably in a nutshell, guys. So I hope you guys found value in what I'm telling you. I'm trying to keep everybody as updated as I can, because I realize that most people watching these videos, or a lot of them, don't live here and want to know what's going on, and I'd love to be your resource. So anything you have regarding questions about the market or anything in general about the area, please reach out to me. Hope you guys have an awesome day. God bless.